Before I start this speech, I just want to say I can't get up and walk around and do my transition walks because I had ACL surgery 4 days ago, so I'm going to have to be sitting down. My topic is distracted driving. Everyone has experienced the shock and unsettling feeling when driving on the freeway and you hear someone's brakes screech and you can see glass fly everywhere. The questions rush through your head. Are they okay? Where are their children? Most importantly, are they still alive? The problem has become a terror for Americans and has placed a huge burden and sadness on families. The Texas Department of Public and Safety says that distracted driving is the #1 killing for American teenagers. 3,166 deaths in 2017, according to the Highway Traffic Safety Administration. Distracted driving is dangerous for you and the other people on the road. Most people, especially with our generation, are glued to our phones, and whenever we get a notification, we just feel the need to look at it, taking our eyes off the road and just wanting to send a text. This is very bad because it increases your reaction time, having your phone handy, notifications going off, and not being educated on the dangers of what it does to you and how much it distracts you. The implemented laws and policies for distracted driving and will teach people and prevent people it will prevent people from doing this, and it'll give them strategies to avoid being distracted while driving. A good strategy is if your car has a system that detects phones, like while you're driving, you can turn that on and it'll let you know to stop texting and driving. Texting and driving is the most dangerous form of distracted driving. By distracting their mind, taking their eyes off the road, and removes his or her hands from the wheel. Sending or receiving a text will take your eyes off the road for an average of 5 seconds, which is the equivalent, if you're going 55 miles an hour for 5 seconds, that's equivalent of going the length of a football field. So that whole time you're distracted and you're not driving very safely. It 400% increases in reaction time when someone is not watching the road. Cell phone use leads to 1.6 million car crashes each year around the world, and an additional 300,000 injuries each year. 1 out of every 4 accidents are caused by texting and driving. When you get a notification, without hesitation, you'll want to look at it and see what it's saying, and it'll distract you from driving. And not only that, but we are all very addicted to our phones, and the average teenager goes on their phone for 7.5 hours each day, which is a lot of time, and that for sure overlaps with driving. The proper training is also needed and education on this is also needed. Every state varies on what training you need prior to getting a license. Many young drivers think that they are invincible and then that they don't have to abide by the law. And oftentimes they never get to experience death and the importance of being safe on the road. And they could never relate to understand this. Cars have the option to sense whether a phone is being used or not. It will set off an alarm to let the driver know to not be on their phone. Almost like if you don't have your seatbelt on, it'll have that annoying beeping noise until you put it on, just to remind you. Like, they should definitely put that in for cars to help prevent this. Turning on the safety driving app is also very important because it lets the other people trying to contact you know that you can't talk right now and that you can't reach them right now. And another thing is to have your phone connected to the Bluetooth of the car so that you can answer calls. An important call, if it's very important and you don't have time to pull over or anything, you can just answer it through your car without having to touch your cell phone, and you can just talk to them, while having your hands free. 46 states have banned texting and driving or any use of your phone. And it also results in very big tickets depending on how many times you have been pulled over for this. And another thing is, if you get pulled over for texting and driving, also another thing is, if a cop sees you driving and texting, he can pull you over instantly, like no questions asked. Unlike other traffic violations, if he sees you like run red light or something like that, like if you're texting, they can just pull you over no matter what, and then maybe you can get even more trouble than texting and driving. 38 states have banned all use of phones, which includes phone calls and texting. Distracted driving poses danger and increases the reaction time by taking your eyes off the road. Many people are extremely addicted to their phones and cannot go a certain amount of time without checking their notifications. No text is worth taking a life or someone else's or your own.